DNC convention day one. Lots of empty seats. Nobody cares about Kamala Harris.
Damn.
Let's click on a leftist publication called Democracy Now! It says Vietnam then and Gaza now. And it basically compares the 1968 Democratic National Convention Vietnam protests to the current March on DNC for Palestine. So if you're tuning into the DNC, I think now would be a good time for you to check out Ground News. So if you want to check it out, you can go to www.ground.news/channel5 for 40%.
I don't think it's true, because the Gulf of Tonkin is what really got people involved, and it wasn't an attack. That was perceived. Guys, the word's perceived as an attack on America. It's totally different.
Off of the Vantage subscription. Yeah. Shout out to independent, nonpartisan news aggregates. www.ground.news.
Was that false flag?
All right, back to the streets.
What do you think about Kamala Harris?
She wants to make it look like she's going to be different than Biden or different than Trump on the Palestinian issue, but I don't think she will. I think she's afraid of the Israel lobby.
And she has a history of supporting the U.S. special relationship with Israel and saying that Israel has a right to defend itself as it conducts its illegitimate operation in which it is an occupying entity bombing their occupied population and killing over 15,000 children.
The Fourth Geneva Convention, Article 49.
15,000 children so far.
Clearly states the occupying power shall not deport or transfer parts of its own civilian population into the territory it occupies. And the external occupation of Gaza was illegal under international law. They were under a blockade. Israel controlled all entry and exit of people and materials. 94 to 97% of the water was undrinkable. They practiced calorie restriction into Gaza. A high percentage of the children were anemic. There was a high percentage of unemployment in Gaza prior to October 7th, about 40-some-odd%, and that was related to the blockade. Also, journalists like yourselves in Gaza are being targeted.
140 Palestinian journalists have been killed since October the 7th and dozens wounded.
More journalists have been killed in Gaza than in World War II. In the Gaza war, where there's only 2
It's good to have somebody like this. This dude knows his shit, man. He really does. I didn't know a lot of this. Yeah.
3 million people, as well as medical
professionals. 1,000% biased. No, I'm sure, like, by the way, I'm sure a lot of these people are going to present the data in a way that's beneficial to them. Like, obviously, they're going to present things in a way that makes Palestine look as good as possible and Israel look as bad as possible. Like, for sure, they're going to do that. Like, absolutely. Like, you go into it knowing that.
Professionals are being incarcerated in the Israeli torture camps, and what is happening is collective punishment against the civilians of Gaza, and we won't stop until there's an end to the occupation.
If we don't get a ceasefire and an arms embargo overall, I don't think they're going to win the election. I think we get Trump again, and in a Trump presidency, the left actually fights. Democrats will do the same thing. They'll just fundraise. But at least the left will fight fascism.
See, this is the guy that they're scared of right here. They're scared of Mr. Sunglasses. This is the guy that we should all aspire to be like. Is that if we don't get what we want, we burn the motherfucker down. Because people's aversion or fear of the unknown is what allows them to be controlled. Now, I'm not saying we literally burn it down. I'm just saying you don't go into, like, you're given the option of going into 2 different slaughterhouses, and you say, I ain't fucking going to either one. Absolutely not.
Because right now we have fascism in the United States. You don't see any homeless people around here. Why? Because they're probably locked up. It's illegal to be homeless in the United States right now. Fascism is happening now. So you can't threaten us with Trump or any hypothetical fascism when it's already happening now.
So I'm here to tell the Democratic...
That's a good point. I mean, I don't agree with that, but I think that, like, the logic, it makes sense.
Party and the Democratic candidates that their voters will no longer support...
It's against the law to commit suicide, too, right? Yeah.
Aiding and abetting of genocide. It's no longer appropriate to say that you're just better than the other guy and that you're going to secure the progressive vote just because.
Kamala Harris, we're under no illusion that the Democrats or the Republicans could ever really do anything to help us. Even if, let's say, there was some nice person in there